Elite Varos. This is the flagship hunting bow for 2026 from the folks at Elite. Hey everybody, this is PJ Riley from Lancaster Archery. Glad to talk to you about the brand new flagship aluminum hunting bow from Elite for 2026. So we've got a couple new features on there, but before we talk about those, let's show you what we're looking at. 32-inch axle-to-axle bow, 6 5/8-inch brace height. You're gonna have a rotating mod that's gonna take you from 25.5 inches up to 31 inches. Draw weights, 50, 60, 65, 70, 75 pounds. Those are gonna be your options there. You're gonna have speed rating of up to 338 feet per second. We, of course, are gonna do our own speed test on that. The listed weight for this bow is 4.55 pounds. We put it on our shipping scale, and you're gonna see what weight we got there. But let's tell you a little bit about what's new with the Elite Varos. All right, so before we get to the one glaring new feature that Elite has on the Varos this year, I want to show you one of the things that Elite did was this is a redesigned riser. And that was one of the first things that I noticed. Elite is known for having a few cutouts and not many struts. Look at all the cutouts in here and look at all the struts that it has. So I was talking to Josh Sidebottom from TOG, and he was telling me they wanted to make the riser stiffer. So that's all those struts that you see in those cutouts there. The purpose of that is to make this riser super stiff. You know, that's definitely translates in aiming and after the shot feel. So they were definitely working on that. Something else I should mention, so we noticed that the Varos is 32 inches. This is something that Elite's kind of known for. Last year we had the 30-inch Artis. The year before we had two 33-inch bows, the Ethos and the Kairos. So this year we're going to 32-inch, kind of in between there. It's a great length, you know, whether you're bow hunting in the east or bow hunting in the west. 32 is kind of that crossover between both of those different uses. Western hunters tend to like a little longer bow. Eastern hunters tend to like a shorter. 32, right in the middle. So we do have, once again, the SP2 cam. This is a 4-track cam that Elite has had now for a couple of years. It's great. We got 1/4-inch draw length adjustments. You know, we told you 25.5 inches up to 31 inches you're going to get on this. That's in 1/4-inch adjustments. 1/4-inch, why is that a big deal? So what happens when you have 1/2-inch draw length increments with a rotating mod? A lot of times, a lot of people, you know, 30 is too short, 30.5 is too long. So what do they end up doing? Twisting cables to get in between those distances there. Josh Sidebottom will tell you, you know, he's an engineer. First thing he'll tell you is these bows are designed to perform with the cables at the length they come from the factory. So the less twisting that you do, the better performance you're gonna get. So having 1/4-inch increments, now you've split that 1/2 inch in half. If it's still not perfect, you're doing less to achieve the perfect draw length. So that's what we love about 1/4-inch draw length adjustments. Also with the SP2 cam, it is a 4-track cam. That's something Elite has gone to now. That helps with vertical cam position. When you got 4 tracks, it just helps that cam sit upright. That's great because you don't want to have a lot of cam lean in there. On that module, Elite has an adjustable let-off to where you can go from about like 75% up to 90%. I have it in the 90% position here. It's an open slot, so you just kind of slide that module wherever you need it to be. Don't forget that will affect draw length, so you may have to go up one if you like a lot of holding weight. In other words, you turn that let off down, you might have to go up in draw length because when you move that draw stop all the way to the shortest, to the least let off, that's probably going to affect your draw length. couple other things we're maintaining. We do have a Picatinny rail here. We do have a machine dovetail for IMS, for mounting an IMS rest. That Elite grip. This is a grip that was designed over years, getting input from their target archers. I think it's one of the best grips in the game. Just perfect thickness, perfect angle, gets that repeatable hand position. That's what we love there. And then we are gonna have our little vibration dampener that's gonna come with every bow. You can see we have a standard stabilizer bushing here, and then there's a low one. Of course, you can move this vibration dampener around. And then on the back, we're gonna have our stabilizer position as well if you wanna mount a side rod. All right, now getting to the new tech right here, we have the Elite Micro Splitter timing adjustment system here. We were introduced to this with the Elite Victra target bow back in August. And so now Elite has added it to their hunting line as well. This is their adjustment system for changing cam timing without the need of a bow press. So you're gonna have a set screw right here and an adjustment screw right here. You can see these lines right there. And so what you're gonna do is this post right here, you're either gonna pull it in or push it out. And what that's gonna do, obviously, is down here, if I'm working with this micro splitter, that's gonna pull this cam around or let it back out. It's gonna rotate that cam. So, you know, as we know, when you're fixing cam timing, we want our cams to be in sync at full draw. You always put, if it's not in sync, you're gonna put twists into the cam that hits first, where the draw stop hits first. So for the bottom cam, that's gonna be the top micro splitter, top cam, you're gonna work with this one. But why this is superior is normally you need a bow press to do cam timing. You're gonna twist the cables, so you're therefore stuck between either half twists or full twists. With the micro splitter timing adjust system, there is no, it's infinite adjust. You turn it as much or as little as you need. And you'll be surprised how many times a half twist is too much or too little. Those half twists a lot of times leave you trying to still get your cam timing right. With the micro splitter, with this adjustment system, you can dial it in to wherever you need it. Obviously, you're turning this Allen screw here, so there is no adjustment. If you need a 1/16 of a cable twist, you can get it. So that is awesome to be able to adjust that cam timing. It's great because you can really fine tune the timing, but then also because you don't need a bow press, because then that goes into a system Elite has had, which is our set technology right here. This is the tuning system that Elite has had the last couple years. This is when you go to paper tuning, you know, you've got a tail left shot through paper, you need to adjust cam lean. Well, Elite adjusts the pocket. And one of the things I love is on their set technology right here, they tell you, if you got tail left, you turn one way, tail right, you turn the other way. It couldn't be any simpler. And again, you don't need a bow press. All right, so what we're gonna do now, we're gonna go back to the studio, paper tune this bow. Let's see if we gotta use set technology. All right. We have a very slight knock right tear. It's not huge, but there is a knock right. So set technology, why do we love it? We got a lockdown screw here, and then right here, Elite, which I love, tells you tail right. So I'm gonna turn this way. It is tail right. Yes, tail right. I'm gonna go clockwise. So we're gonna do that. And it's not much, just a little bit. So my friend Darren Christianberry, he gives me what for because I would only do the top one. So he says, I'm gonna do quarter turn top. He says, whatever you do the top, do the bottom. So quarter turn top, quarter turn bottom. All right, that is what we want to see. Actually, we like perfection here. That's still just a hair not right. I mean the tiniest. So let's give it a little more. There we go. So this is what we want to see. There's an ugly fletching tear, don't worry about that, but where I have the arrow, the point going through is dead center of the other two fletchings that I can see. So we're good to go. Let's go back out to the range, see what we can do at distance. All right, let's get our speed test here for the Elite Varos. Oh, before we do that, of course, let's get our draw weight. See what that is. Of course, we know that the speed rating is up to 338 feet per second. That's going to be 30-inch draw length, 70 pounds, 350 grain arrow. We are set at 30 inches. Let's see what our draw weight is. Right there, 70.5. So we are right on the mark. And then we are shooting our 350 grain arrow. So all the specs match. Got our Garmin chronograph. 329.3, let's take another shot. Sounds of freedom in the background. 328.9, so right around 329. Speed rating was up to 338, so we're about 9 feet per second off. We do have a peep sight in here, and we don't have the same bow that they were using. But to me, I'm saying that's pretty close to the specs. All right, now let's get to the shooting experience for the Elite Varos. All right, Elite Varos, the shooting experience. I'm gonna talk you through the process. So the draw cycle is typical Elite. And what I mean by that is this bow is 70 pounds. It does not feel like 70 pounds. Feels like a lot less than that. I'm gonna say like 65. I'm 57 years old, be 58 in a month. And so 70 pounds is starting to feel heavier to me. This feels like it's like 65 pounds. That's because of that smoothness in that SP2 cam. I do have it at 90% let off, so there is a pretty steep drop off at the back end. I'd probably cut that back, try to get it to about 85%. But the draw process is just super smooth. Now, where this thing really excels, and again is typical Elite, is the post-shot feeling. It's always hard to have the noise translate to the camera, but this bow is really quiet. And the vibration, there is zero vibration. The bow does jump forward, I will say. I don't mind that. I don't like a bow that just does nothing in my hand. So this one goes forward. I like that. But as far as vibration, there is no vibration. Again, that's typical Elite. Aiming, it aims really well. Just, I get to full draw, and as I pull into, the back wall is nice and solid. I do have, the way I have this bow set up, it is a cable stop. That's my draw stop hits the cables. So I come back and there's not any give there. It's super solid, so I can really pull into it. And as I pull into it, I can feel that my pin just settles down. The harder I pull, the more solid my pin sits on target there. So it does aim really well. But that's what the shooting experience feels like what can we do with it? Claybird, 80 yards, you know what's coming. All right, here we go. Claybird challenge, 80 yards. Tell me what you think of this test. I don't know, I like it. It's very visual. We haven't had a first shot break yet. Does the Elite Varos have what it takes? Let's see. Oh. Oh. I can't see. Oh, actually, I think that one went high. I thought I was sighted in. You can see where they're going on the camera. I can't see from here, but let's see. Oh, there it is, third shot. That seems to be typical for me, 3-4 shots. And I think I can see that one from here, dead center. So it aims really well, 80 yards. I have to do a lot of things right. I'm sure that it's me. 70 pounds too. I'd probably eke this down to 64, but it aims really well. When I do everything right, it does everything right. All right, first shot, second shot. If I had to pick a shot that I liked the least, it was that one. Thought that one was okay. Third shot, that's the one that got it. I think I was a little high because I held down here and I hit it. But 80 yards, you know, shooting at a claybird, third shot. We've only been shooting this today. We just got the bow, set it up, came out here, sighted in. That's pretty good. I spend some more time with this, I'll get some things tweaked. But the Elite Varos. So this has a lot of things that feel typically elite to me. That smooth draw cycle, the post-shot experience is just as dead as it could be in terms of vibration, and it just aims great. So 32-inch axle to axle this year in the Varos. If last year you were like 30 inches, that's a little bit too short. 2 years ago, 33 inches, that's a little bit too long. Now we've got in between those two at 32 inches. The Varos, that might be just the Elite you've been looking for. So if you want to see the different options that we have in the Elite Varos, be sure to click the link in the description below. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to click that bell to get notifications whenever we put out new videos. As always, if you have any questions, you can visit us at lancasterarchery.com.